What's up guys? Today's video is all about the crown section of our hair, and the crown section is this part right here. I know for a lot of girls, especially me, the crown section is considered the problem area of our hair. The crown section tends to be the shortest, coarsest, and driest section of our hair compared to the rest. And there are a lot of theories and explanations about why the crown section tends to be so troublesome, but the most widely accepted explanation is having to do with the sun. So the hair at the crown of your head tends to be the most exposed to the sun just based on where it's located on your hair, and based on where it's located on your head. And that sun exposure obviously leads to dryness, but it also leads to a raised cuticle layer, and the cuticle is the outer layer of your hair strands, and that's what determines the texture of your hair and how it feels to the touch. And the raised cuticle layer basically makes it feel rough and coarse, and that's basically how the sun affects the texture of that crown section of your hair. So that explains the texture, why it tends to be rougher and drier, but how does that in turn affect the length? Well, as we all probably know by now, dry hair breaks, and because the crown section tends to be more dry, anytime you comb dry hair, anytime you manipulate or style dry hair, it's more prone to breakage. So that's the problem with the crown section. What is the solution? The way I managed to grow out my crown section along with the rest of my hair was through protective styling, and also just like how you would basically protect your skin against the sun, that's the same way that you really want to protect your hair against the sun. So a lot of times you'll hear doctors say to wear protective clothing, that's the best barrier from sun rays, in addition to obviously UV protection in your sunscreens and whatnot. But before we go to products, let's talk about protective layers. The first solution is during the summertime and times when your hair gets the most sun exposure, I would recommend wearing hats. Now if you're wearing a casual outfit, you could wear a baseball cap. It's great for protecting your face as well as protecting your hair. So if you want to dress down, I would just slap on a baseball cap. Or if you want to dress up, I would also recommend trying like a straw hat. I wore a lot of straw hats when I was growing my hair out. Again, it's great for protecting your hair and it's great for protecting your face. So yeah, that's solution number one. Try some hats on. It's a great barrier between the sun rays and your hair. Solution number two is protective styling, which I can only say so many times, but protective styling was a big way for me to solve all my hair problems from texture to length. And so my number one protective style is the bun, particularly the mega bun. But yeah, wrapping my hair up in a bun was a great way for me to protect my hair and my ends from the sun and the dryness, the coarseness, and yeah, retaining length. So yeah, that's solution number two, protective styles. You could do braids, you could do buns, whatever works for you. Solution number three is really to just, because your hair is already getting so much exposure to the sun, really lay off any additional heat tools like heat styling, flat irons, curling irons. Any additional heat that you're getting on top of all the sun exposure will just make your hair snap off even more. So yeah, that's solution number three, no heat tools. And then number four, the most common solution to every hair problem, every natural hair problem anyway, is moisturizers. So definitely get your leave-in conditioners, your moisturizers, especially moisturizers that protect your hair from the sun, which includes like shea butter is really great for sun protection. I know people use it on their hair, especially at the crown, to really create a barrier between your hair strands and the sun. And I use a lot of shea butter. I use it year-round, but it's especially helpful during the summertime. So yeah, those are my 4 tips to growing out your crown section. I definitely grew my hair. I mean, it just basically, as I practiced these habits with all of my hair. I saw my hair at the crown also, you know, reaching the same amount of progress that the rest of my hair was reaching. So I would definitely recommend it. You can grow out your crown section. I remember when I was younger, I always had this issue where my hair at the crown was just so much shorter and would never grow, literally would not even touch my shoulder blades. Like the crown section, it would just literally stop right there. And I would ask hair care professionals, my hairstylists, you know, why does this part of my hair never grow out past this length, and is there anything I can do about it? I actually asked a couple of hairstylists, and I was basically told that it was terminal length. Like my hair at the crown couldn't grow past a certain length. And I know a lot of other girls who were told or believed the same thing, that our hair just couldn't grow past a certain length. We didn't have the capacity to grow our hair past a certain length. And some people accepted that, but I just, you know, I had to do a little more digging. And as I got into the whole natural hair phenomenon, I got on sites like curlynikki.com and a few other websites and just really researched the cause and the solutions. And so, yeah, definitely sun was the #1 culprit for the issue with our crown section, and why that crown section, you know, gets the most heat basically and the most effects from the heat. It all really checked out. It makes a lot of sense, because think about it, when you're walking around, that's the part of your hair that pretty much gets exposed to the sun the most, and the rest of your hair, like the part at the back, is getting sheltered from the sun, because the hair at the crown is like covering the rest of your hair. So that solution definitely checked out for me, and the solutions definitely worked for me as well. So yeah, that's how I grew out my crown section. Definitely had the same problem as most girls. I knew a lot of girls in college who had the same issue, and we'd also try cutting our hair just to see if it would make a change, because we'd hear, you know, stories that if you cut your hair, it'll grow back longer. But I would cut my hair, and then I would still have the same bad habits back then, where I was flat ironing my hair and I was manipulating it too much, and it would grow only to the same length that it had grown before. So it really didn't work unless you're practicing, you know, the tips that all naturals practice, which is, you know, limit the amount of heat you're using, use, you know, good conditioners and moisturize your hair regularly, and also don't manipulate daily. So yeah, I remember trying to solve this problem way back then. I like cut a large amount of hair. I think I cut my hair to like, that was like my first fake big chop. I think I cut like 6 inches of hair off that part of my head, and it only grew back to that limited length, to that, like, you know, right above my shoulders. But yeah, that's my spiel about the crown section, how you can fix it, what the problem with it is, and what you should do about it. So thanks for watching the video. Hope it was helpful. See you next time.